What's happening? It's John from Wrecked. It is Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve, November 22nd. Thanksgiving Eve, also the day that back in 1963, JFK was murdered by the CIA. Anyways, I have a bunch of vinyl that I've accumulated since the last video. I have 5 of them here I'm going to show. Also, I'll get into the music and the soundtrack for tomorrow, Thanksgiving, one of my favorite holidays. A little bit of band news. We're going to be playing at Mother Pug's pub in Staten Island on December 2nd, Saturday, December 2nd, with a bunch of other hardcore punk bands, so it should be pretty cool. Looking forward to that. It's our first show out of this area in quite a while, so if you're so interested, come to Staten Island and check us out. Anyways, so I got 5 news. Like I said, I got a shit ton of stuff. I have to get through it. I haven't had much time, but hopefully this holiday break I will have some time to listen to some records. So, all right, here's the first one. One of my favorites. This is a band, Street Dogs, Savin Hill. This is a punk rock band from Boston, or the Boston area. The original singer of the Dropkick Murphys, Mike McColgan. This is the band that he formed after the Murphys. He left the Murphys, according to all the stories, he left to join the Boston Fire Department. I don't know if he did or not, but anyways, he came back with this band, which is more of a street punk band than the Dropkick Murphys are currently. If you listen to the Do or Die album by the Murphys, it's along the same vein. A lot more rock and roll in this than just straight up punk rock. But it's a great record. All their records are great. This one is that first Savin Hill. I forget what year this came out. Early 2000s probably. It's not printed on here what year, but on Tang Records, which is a big I can't see I don't have my glasses. The date might be on here, but Tang Records is a record label, does mostly punk stuff, but very cool. Looking forward to having this one in constant rotation. All right, next one up. Here's one I was waiting for a while. This is Morgan Wade, Psychopath. This is her second record. Her first album's phenomenal. This one's very good as well. This is 2023 on Ladylike Records, subsidiary of Sony Music, RCA. Morgan Wade, again, part of the new wave of country that's out. Mostly female artists like Priscilla Block, like what's her name? Sarah something or other. Sarah Jones. Morgan Wade, Sarah Shook, all that other stuff that I'm currently into. But this is very good. One of my favorite tracks on this is the title track, Psychopath. I'm going to see her in August at Jones Beach. She's opening up for Lance Morissette, which should be a great show. Looking forward to that. But if you're into country, real country, Morgan Wade, Psychopath. All right, moving right along. Get into this guy here. I've been waiting for this one on vinyl for a while. Finally got repressed. This is Corrosion of Conformity's Deliverance. This came out in 1994 on Columbia Records. If you know anything about Corrosion of Conformity, originally a hardcore punk band from the Carolinas, and then into thrash metal when that became in vogue, and then into sludge doom metal when before that became in vogue, which is great. This is one of the predecessors of all those sludge, southern rock, doomy, Black Sabbath tribute type bands like Down. As a matter of fact, Pepper Keenan, the guitar player on here, is the guitar player in Down. Anyways, Corrosion of Conformity took their sound and slowed it down, sludged it up, and came out with this record, which was, every song is good. There were songs that were on here that were on the radio, if you can believe that. Back in the early 90s, there was a local radio station, Q94.3. Which eventually became Q104.3, which is now the Shark or something, I don't know. Anyway, they played this regularly. They played Heaven's Not Overflowing, Albatross, Clean My Wounds, Broken Man. There's a cover of Lord of this World on this by Black Sabbath, which is great. But they played this stuff on the radio, which is wild. They also played stuff like Nine Inch Nails, White Zombie, a little bit of Pantera. A lot of the what they called alternative rock at the time. Smashing Pumpkins, that kind of stuff, Danzig. But it was a great station, and it didn't last very long. I wonder why. But anyways, this was one of the records they played the shit out of. This is great. Again, I got it on It's a repress. I don't know when it came out, but I'm looking forward to this one. One of my favorite records. This guitar tone on this record is the guitar tone I've been looking for 20 some odd years, maybe 30 years. If you read about it, they used basically Mesa Boogie amps, the 50 caliber amp, which wasn't a top of the line Mesa Boogie amp at the time. At that time, the Mark series was big, and the Rectify series was just come out, which was killing. But they use rectifiers live. But I mean, the 50 caliber was the sound of this album, and what a sound! I would love to have this guitar sound. But it's a great record. I strongly suggest this album, Corrosion Conformity's Deliverance. Hard to believe this is almost 30 years old too. Anyway, around the same time, this album, Jesus, 1993 actually. This is Pearl Jam's second album, Versus. It was actually called 5 Against 1 when it first came out. A lot of the cassettes at the time were printed with 5 Against 1 as on the spine as the title. But yeah, they ended up calling it Versus. This album is my favorite Pearl Jam album. Again, I won't get into it. I've gone into it in other videos where I said at that time in the early 90s, I'm listening to death metal. I'm listening to black metal. I'm listening to, whatever I can get my hands on. Anything on the radio I did not listen to. And Pearl Jam was one of those bands that they played on the radio incessantly. The Jeremy song, Even Flow, Alive, Black, all those off their first record, which was huge for them. So they come up with this second record, and I kicks the ass of the first record, in my opinion. You have Animal, Daughter, Glorified G, Dissident, Review Mirror, Rats, Elderly Woman Behind the Counter in a Small Town, Leash, Indifference. I mean, they stripped it down, kind of sped it up a bit, and really killed on this record. I just got this today, as a matter of fact. This is the deluxe 30th anniversary edition. It's all remastered, so I'm looking forward to listening to this one. But yeah, check if you. I don't know how you couldn't know what Pearl Jam is, but if you don't have any of their records, start here. This is great. I mean, it's got a punk sound to it too. I mean, a lot of people like to dog Pearl Jam, and rightfully so. I get it, but I mean, they had such a great sound on this record. I mean, just raw. The drum sounds phenomenal. It just sounds like a hungry band, and I love it. All right, last but not least of the new stuff. This is an album I have not stopped listening to since it came out back in October. This is Reverend Kristen Michael Hayter, Saved. Reverend Kristen Michael Hayter, formerly known as Lingua Ignota. I had a few of her records. If you like, I don't know, Chelsea Wolfe, Emma Ruth Rundle, stuff like that, real spacey type, Baroness, that kind of stuff. Not the heavy Baroness, but that real spacey, psychedelic Baroness. You'll love this. This is her first record under her real name, Kristen Michael Hayter. The Reverend part, I don't know if she's a Reverend really or not. Maybe she's got ordained online. I don't know much about it. But check her story out. It's a good story to read about what she went through with in the last bunch of years with her music and such. Now, I don't know if this is a Christian record. It's all Christian songs. My favorites would be on here. There's Power in the Blood. Precious Lord, Take My Hand. I Know His Blood Can Make Me Whole. How Can I Keep From Singing? A lot of this stuff is like, it's a mixture of old hymns and original tunes. But man, it's a great record to check out. Sounds like she's deliberately put tape glitches in it and real poor recording quality just to give it some ambiance, I guess. But she did a great job on this. I'm going to see her live, Le Poison Rouge in, I think, January. Well, anyways, again, I don't know much about it. Her personal thing, I don't think it really matters to me. But the songs are Christian based at least. She seems genuine, and I would check it out if I were you. I'll check out the Lingua Ignota stuff. That's a little more out there, but this is a little more folky, a little more to the point, and it's a great record. Yeah, Reverend Kristen Michael Hayter, Saved. And check out her story. I like to read about these artists and see, especially artists I don't know much about. I don't need to read about Pearl Jam anymore or any of the other, all these bands that I just was talking about, COC and, Street Dogs. I know all I would need to know about those guys, but Reverend Kristen Michael Hayter, story's good. Check it out. So anyways, tomorrow being Thanksgiving, I typically spin the same records I've been spinning for years. Just because it's a tradition. There's not much, most of the people in my life, me and Joanne's life, have passed, you know, parents-wise. So it's tough to really have tradition with anybody. So I sort of kind of make my own tradition and keep it going that way, keep the spirit of everything going that way. So as a tradition, I play the same records. This is my favorite record to play on Thanksgiving. Very appropriately titled Harvest by Neil Young. I think I've talked about these records before on previous videos. Yeah, 1972. Another one I play, which is related to them, or actually I can't find it, but either way, I play Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young's Deja Vu. It goes right afterwards. I play this, the band The Last Waltz, which was recorded on Thanksgiving. So I put that on there, you know, check that out. I also put on the band's first record, which is right here. It's got Up on Cripple Creek, my favorite version of it, the recorded version. Night They Drove Dixie Down, you know. So, and I've talked about this record before. And of course, for the humor and for the whimsy of it, I picked this up for this Thanksgiving. This is Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving soundtrack. So just pick this up on Jelly Bean green vinyl. Again, it'll go on once and it won't go on again for another year. But it's got all the you know, the Charlie Brown songs on it and stuff like that. But so those ones I'm going to be playing tomorrow. My favorite holiday is Thanksgiving, so looking forward to it. So that's it. I have, like I said, I have a bunch of more records to go through. I'll make another video hopefully when I have some time this weekend or maybe even next week. Tough to find the time though with everything, you know. It's kind of, this year's coming to a screeching halt real quick. So I just want to get out of the way the stuff that came new. I do have some other new stuff which I did not get to listen to over here, and I have some stuff that I on my list that I really want to get, but that's probably be after the holidays. But that's it. Those are the records. Happy Thanksgiving and thanks for watching. And remember, December 2nd, Mother Pug's Saloon in Staten Island, New York. Come check us out. Again, we're gonna go on with a bunch of other bands, and I'm hoping to close this year out with a good show, and then we'll see what happens with the rest of you know, the rest of the time. See what happens, you know. Record some more music and take it from there. But thank you for watching. Have a great Thanksgiving.